Hi, welcome back. I'm Nicole Elissa. I'm an intuitive love coach for women, and today I'm going to share with you reasons why you're stuck attracting emotionally unavailable partners, toxic partners, and I know you want to come out of this cycle or whatever this pattern is. You want to come out of it, and I want to help you. So I'm going to say this. And before I start, if you're new to my channel, you know that I love your comments, subscriptions, likes, follows, all of that. And please share the videos, with any other women that you know that this could be really valuable. Watch the video until the very end as well, because if you're new to my channel, you will soon realize that I like to go really deep and explain things of what's happening in your love life on a metaphysical level, on an emotional level, at a spiritual level, so that you can unravel all of it and really support yourself in attracting the love that you want. So attracting emotionally unavailable men and feeling like you're stuck. I'm going to talk about feminine energy to begin with. As I was saying in my previous videos, feminine energy, we're more like a channel, right? Like connecting above and below. And we need to have a happy, free-flowing life force. It's just a happy flow. We are flowing in pleasure is what I'm getting, like receiving and giving and nurturing energy. When we look at the reality of it, a lot of women, we've been taught to fight over receiving, to not give to ourselves. I hear to consider it toxic. Like if I receive, it's toxic, it's wrong. I have to give instead of nurturing myself. Truly, and allowing myself to be nurtured, cherished, and protected by the world, by the masculine, by life in general. So that inner fight where somebody made you wrong receiving, whether it was a parent, whether it was a mom that was jealous, or a mom that didn't know how to receive herself, a mom I hear that over sacrificed herself, or a parent, a dad that didn't like to give, would complain a lot, and you felt like you were shrinking all the time, or they would complain, they would make you feel small, however that really happened for you, where you felt like it wasn't safe to ask for what you needed, it wasn't safe for you to receive what you truly needed or wanted, and not just needed. Sometimes it's like desired, craved. You just want it for the pleasure of it. It was wrong. You were taught, and I'm receiving this intuitively, you were taught to work hard for things, and that was the only way in which you could achieve things. And, this is a misconception. I think it happens because, sometimes parents are trying to do the best that they can. And I think a lot of us grew up being told the masculine way of looking at things, like through sacrifice, through hard work. I hear almost the erosion of your pleasure. So even if you have as a woman with money now in your life, are you connected with your awareness of pleasure? Are you connected with your awareness of receiving? This is not how I was planning to go about this video, but I'm getting, how do you go about receiving pleasure, right? Is it from a detached way? I'm trying to process this exactly as it's coming through. It's almost like you're checked out. I hear almost like you don't want to, this might not be super aware in your consciousness, but just ask yourself this, really explore this deeper. Are you going about receiving pleasure in a way where it's like you don't want to upset anybody, you don't want to take away from anybody? I hear it's not like you feel like all of your chakras are alive when you're receiving. It just feels timid. It feels disciplinary. That's the energy that I'm getting. So I'm curious about that, because we have to embody a deeper energy of receiving pleasure and not shrinking away in the presence of a man that doesn't know how to give, that doesn't want to give, that is not emotionally ready. So your relationship with receiving and giving to yourself and what you know to be true that you deserve can impact what you're attracting, the men that are out there in the world. If you find yourself that you are overgiving in relationships, you notice that the guy kind of wants to leave the space, but you are trying to make him stay. Ask yourself, where does that come from? For every woman, it might be different, but there's some underlying energies. I don't want you to just listen to what I'm saying here. I want you to have a moment of exploration, of inner, connecting with your worth, your experiences. What happened? What happened? Ask yourself, are you overgiving? Are you trying to make a man stay? What are the thoughts or the feelings or the fears behind that? How you address these feelings, it is absolutely important and crucial for you to look at them, number one, and for you to look at them with love. See, these unresolved emotional needs, wants, desires of your heart, because you shove them down, you don't want to look at it, because if you touch on that energy, you feel like you would connect with a sense of abandonment or a sense of worthiness of why wasn't it that your parents gave to you, or your first lover or your first partner, or how people experienced you. See, this is about you and you creating the inner emotional space in your life force, I hear, for love, for commitment. You are worthy. See, we're all born worthy, your parents included. But I find that whenever we operate out of a sense of lack of worthiness, parents, lovers, boyfriends, husbands, etc., we can do a lot of chaotic things on an emotional level, at a spiritual level. And I hear, or a lack of awareness of our worth is teaching that to others in the way in which we fight giving and receiving. See, life and love and a metaphysical level is an energy of giving and receiving. Trusting that you're going to receive, trusting that your needs are met, trusting that life wants to give to you. See, when you grew up with somebody that didn't want to give to you, then you don't trust it, then you become this super hyper, like maybe independent woman, you're not receiving, right? Maybe you experience a lot of men who didn't want to give, and that's the main energy that I'm getting. But that's not your cross or like for you to bear. Men who don't want to give. See, a lot of women then try to like, oh, you know what? Like projecting that sense of like not receiving, and it's not right to receive to men. It's like maybe men don't need to give. Look, life is an energy of giving and receiving, both what you give and you receive. And when you give to yourself and what you receive, right? But also what other people do, men included. So whenever we have a resistance to either give or receive, we can find, and I'm talking at a spiritual level, because nobody is entitled to force something out of you. Like I gave, therefore you have to give to me, or I receive, like I have to receive and you have to give to me. That's toxic. No, it's a happy flow of the giving and the receiving that starts with the person, okay? As a woman, you have to have a happy flow of receiving, but also of giving. You know, that's the countryside of that. And as a man, you have to have a happy willingness to give, but also allow yourself to be like, to receive. So what blocks that resentment? Stories. I'm not gonna go deeper into this in this particular video. The thing here is that you have to allow, whether it's a man to give to you, and you have to feel comfortable receiving, and you have to change that programming. Now, how do you do that? This is what makes this video so important. At a soul level, you know, when it comes to love, I find that a lot of women are watching a bunch of YouTube videos, binge watching, I hear, which is good, videos around love. And I want you to add a step to it. You have to process. You have to process. And how you go about processing depends on every single woman. Now, one thing that I always recommend is clearing. But I'm going to explain to you a different side of what happens when you clear. Emotional clearing is one of the reasons why I touch on this so much, is because love is not a mental energy. So when you're binge watching only videos, but you still feel tense, contracted, you feel doubtful, confused, worried that you might not get your needs met, that's not your mind talking most of the time. That's your body talking. That's your energy field. Stuck feelings and emotions. Stuck needs. And you have to look at that, because you might know something intellectually, but if you're not living it, and not only living it, but also creating the space for you to enjoy your experience of receiving, then that means there's some stuck feelings or emotions there. Why is this important, especially as a feminine woman, to attract an empowered man that wants to give to you? Because as I was saying, you're not just your mind, you're a soul. So I want you to see things. This is my engineer coming in. You have your soul, you have your spirit, you have your body, you have your awareness of yourself, right? You have your emotions. When you need to create space, okay? You need to create space. We are channels. We're connecting heaven and earth, right? Happy flow, correct? Now I want you to imagine your heart here in the middle, and it's stuck, and it's frustrated, and it's confused, and it's stuck in time, like, but I didn't get the love that I wanted, but I need to get it. See, when we have unresolved feelings and emotions within us, we stay stuck because we're looking for a solution, but that solution is coming from your inner child, and energy is stuck in time, and she only knows how to get things like grabbing it, like maybe like as a toddler. You could be 56, 60, 40 something. I'm still talking like this toddler energy. She's like, or kid-like energy, it's okay. Or, you know, your inner child, whatever age she is, she could be 27, she could be 30, it doesn't matter. She's trying to get things in a physical way, right? But the thing here is, when you go into an energy of, I need to grab this energetically, or it needs to forcibly come to me, or I'm so upset that I'm not allowing myself to have it, and you shrink your heart, you're not creating space, okay? It's a happy flow. And that makes you stuck. And it makes you stuck in the ways in which you're going about getting the love that you want. But what happens when you emotionally clear something is that you create space, but you are also like removing the blocks that are there. And then you are allowing consciousness to come in, awareness of your worth, awareness that allows you to maybe forgive, release, open up, receive more pleasure and joy. See, when your heart is not open and you're trying to receive pleasure, I feel like in a way, you're not allowing the space for true intimacy for a man to really see you. And I hear value you too. That's what I heard, okay? Because I hear your heart and your sacral chakra are places where you hold, I hear or hoard stories, emotions about your inherent value, about being valued. So you might know your value, but there's the other side of it about being valued, okay? So the more you release these things, even if you don't know what they are, but you remove that mass, energetic mass, then clarity starts to come in. I was just recently talking with a client. We did a clearing exercise over like a month or so ago. And now she was like, oh my God, I'm having all this clarity about this and about this and about the other. It's releasing like energy. You have to allow for space so consciousness can come in. See, consciousness is constantly moving. We are constantly expanding. Our energies are meant to be bright and free. When we are stuck on unresolved emotional needs, and you feel like if you change, or if you get demand to change, then you're gonna get love. Or if you overgive, then you're gonna get love. You're coming from an imbalanced space around your feminine energy. You deserve to receive. So work on that, because the more you work on that, whether you clear your energy, you start becoming awareness, you start processing all of this, you're gonna open up your heart and you're gonna create space to receive love, okay? You have to normalize this. You have to normalize receiving pleasure from a place of your worth, trusting the masculine as well to give it to you. Like, you have to connect with your own sense of pleasure, but also trusting that the masculine wants to give to you and that the masculine is going to value you. Because of that energy of a man not wanting to give, you're not trusting that a man is going to want to give or that he's going to value you. You're worried that he might devalue you. So if you have worries and stress about being devalued, this would be a great opportunity for you to work on it. Just ask yourself, what is there? And then process and consider practices like this that really help you release those stresses in the body so that you feel more congruent. Your feminine energy is like more attractive, I hear, because it's just attracting. It's not getting things. It's attracting, naturally attracting. So I would love to help you. You know that I do these works. I have different modalities that I help my clients with. And I also pick up intuitively what your energy is saying deep on the inside, so that you can free yourself from it and you save yourself, months, weeks, years of not knowing what's going on, right? Because of the bunch of stuff that's just like stuck together. But I help you quicken the pace to attract your partner and attract somebody that is, I hear, wholesome, worthy, like connected with his worthiness, so that he can see your own. See, that's the man that loves to give. All right, so let me know in the comment section what you got from this video. I'm more than excited to hear from you. You know that I love the likes, the comments. It really supports the channel for it to grow. And I really appreciate you, and I hope that this content really serves you, because I do it with all of my heart. It's not been easy the last few years to really understand all of this and explain to you this way, but I had to really get it so that I could support and touch on those missing places that I feel are important for every woman to understand what's happening. Because I find that when we know the why, we're more willing to participate. And it's important to make sense out of the energy of love, considering that it's a soul energy. So yeah, I appreciate your support. And also, I'm more than happy to read your comments and to see how else I can support you. I do have another video, I'm going to put it here next, on a tapping sequence on feeling safe receiving love. I do other modalities as well that we can go deeper with it. It's a journey that I enjoy going with my clients privately, helping them understand but feel and connect and release the different nuances, so that they feel really empowered in love, but they also magnetize the love that they want. All right, ladies, it was a pleasure to connect with you, and I'll talk to you soon.